flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Well, welcome everybody to our December meeting. Roll call, please.
President
Here.
Woods. Here. Steinkamp
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
and Smith and Andreas are absent, but you have a quorum.
Very good. Thank you. Do I have a motion on the consent agenda items?
Make a motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good. This is an opportunity for citizens' comment. I'll just read our statement here. Citizens' opportunity to address the council on items not on the agenda. This agenda item is set aside for comments from public on topics of city business, other than those listed on the agenda. Please understand that the council will not take action on your comments at this meeting in accordance with Iowa's open meetings law. The mayor and the city council welcome your comments from the public pursuant to the adoption of the rules of procedure of the Alleman City Council. At no time is it appropriate to use profane, obscene, and slanderous language. The mayor may limit each speaker to 5 minutes. Having said that, is there anybody here that would like to address the council?
We're on the agenda.
We're on the agenda.
Yeah, I was wondering if Jim had a chance to check and see if there was a written duties of the Board of Adjustment anywhere that you could find.
Be in the code.
There's none in the code.
There's not.
As a matter of fact, that's what I thought too.
In our code, or the National Building Code, or the State of Iowa Code?
There is not even a mention of it.
I was in planning and zoning.
It wasn't, I went all through all the planning and zoning, and there
It's,
is, it's under planning and zoning.
I think so.
Yeah, it's a thick book and
It's a chapter.
I got the email, I got the electronic version of it.
okay. We want to make sure that that question is answered for you, and you will have a copy.
Okay.
Okay?
Can I ask why? Why is that a concern that it's not?
Well, I was looking for an adjustment so I could build a building next to mine over there. And the Board of Adjustment thought they didn't have the power to do that. That's why I was looking for a written part, what their duties were and weren't, what they could and couldn't do. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I thought maybe Jim was gonna look for it, or were you gonna talk to?
I did send him an email, and he just said he didn't think there was any way that he could approve it.
Yeah, that's,
Probably what you got.
yeah, you know the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll follow up on that though.
Yeah, okay, thanks, appreciate it.
Yep.
Very good. Any other items, people? I don't see anybody. Okay, we'll close this portion of the meeting and we'll move down to the action discussion items. Comet sensation. Sounds like a cheerleader.
This is the show choir competition at
Show choir.
the high school over here. I'm Cindy Spencer,
I'm proud to the fact.
and we're on the committee that helps put that together. And we wanted to come talk to you folks, way ahead of time and make sure we're all on the same page. Last year, the competition was split between the high school and the middle school buildings. And there's a little bit of confusion among people. We can send the schools all the information we want, but that doesn't mean that they're actually gonna send it to their people. So, the people that need to be at the middle school are at the high school, and it's not a real quick thing to get over there, especially if you're not able to get around real well. So what we were hoping to do this year was put up some signage to, direct people to where they need to be. The aim would be to put it in the right of way. I'm not sure what the right of way limits are around here. We wouldn't wanna block anybody's, sight distance or, you know, views or anything like that, but I guess I wanted to talk to you folks and get your thoughts on where we should be directing people. And because last year we put up a couple signs for bus routing and, across from the middle school, and some of those walked away, so, yeah.
They walked away, so they took them down? We didn't do that.
No. City right away is 19, generally 19 foot from the road edge.
Well, first, why don't, can you give us a wish list of what you would like to do? So we have an idea of what we're looking at, and then we can get back to you?
Yeah, that would be great. So I was thinking
What's the date for it?
February 15th,
What time is it?
all day.
So like the buses arrive at 6?
Yeah.
Buses at 6.
Some of them were actually before, much before. 4:35.
Oh, 4:30
What is
a.m.
this event?
It's an all-day show choir performance that has about 50 schools. They come over here and perform all day long.
Well, that should be good.
So there's like a million buses that go down 134th, which you all hate.
Well, you know what, we're just gotta try to get along here.
Well, yeah, and we,
I mean, I don't like all the traffic either, and the street's falling apart.
Right.
And we're trying to get in the position to fix everything. But we know that, you know, these kinds of things come along once in a while.
right.
And,
It's like clockwork.
Well, and we put in our director's packets where they should be going, but again, that doesn't mean they're gonna actually read it. Every year I have to hop on at least 2 buses and say.
You guys are doing your due diligence.
Yes.
and
I
that's
appreciate
what we
that.
like, and
Yeah.
that guy right there, he can command the buses and work with him.
Right.
And is it Laylock?
No, he's.
Whoever.
You just wanna put signs
Deputy
up.
level.
And whoever you
I
guys.
just during the day of, I was thinking across from the high school, something that'll direct the people that need to be at the middle school to go around. So one across from the high school, one at the street over here where they need to turn, probably one at that intersection. We wanna make sure we're putting them down the right roads that you guys want us to put them
Well,
down.
we can get with Polk County and get extra signage, that kind of stuff if you need it.
Yeah,
Temporarily, you know, it's just for the day, but the only concern is parking.
yes.
Where are all of those people going to go, or is it gonna kind of be spread out?
Well, we have been talking about that. The school being under construction kind of limits some of our parking spots too. And whereas during football season, people can park in the grass, this is February and who knows what the weather's gonna be like, but you probably don't want them anywhere near that grass if it's warm enough for them to be on there. Bus parking is a concern, and that's what he's been looking at. We're worried that there's not enough spots at the school to hold all the buses, with our bus spots being kind of taken up. So we were also hoping to brainstorm with you guys what would be an appropriate
Is
thing to do.
cornfield across the street, is that chiseled?
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing around that's not chiseled, but that they could temporarily park. You don't think that would be, because there's not a lot of acreage around here. You know, so that's a problem.
It would be okay on the buses themselves. Last year we had a little better plans. I was there outside all day parking them. That was my first year there, so I got a good handle on them for this year. So I think from a bus and like truck and trailer standpoint would be all right.
You know what would work best is if let the buses park down in their parking lots and shuttle the driver or somebody up, or somebody shuttle it back and forth. It's the only thing I can think of that might possibly work. I know that when they have their big operations, they move people to different businesses and this and that, and find a place for them. So it's not like the bus and pickup wasn't an issue. It's more of,
Has there ever been like massive overflow of people parking on the streets for this, or it's just a matter of getting from one point to the other at this point? That's what you guys are after.
Our biggest
like they're all coming at once.
Correct.
They're coming and going throughout the day, so.
Correct, yes.
I think it sounds to me the issue is helping you guys be able to direct, not necessarily a place for parking. It's just helping you guys figure out the best way to, or where you can put some signs.
Yeah, and we can supply, I guess we were assuming we would supply the signs.
When is it?
February 15th.
So if you could, I'm just asking, if you put up some, if you take like an aerial photo and just kind of put on there, hey, this is where we think
Yeah.
we'd like a sign, or if maybe you've done that already.
It's, the DOT maps are kind of stick maps in their target.
Is that what this is?
Yes.
Yeah, but again, I wanted to make sure that I'm not putting traffic on a street that you would rather not have traffic on, you know, what's your designated routes?
Well, there's-
142nd to 6th, and then 6th to 141st Avenue.
141st Avenue.
Yeah, I mean, we have the signs posted for the truck routes now and those streets.
So you prefer that we use 141st at 6th?
Yes.
The co-op will be closed. Anybody there?
Do you anticipate that you might have on-street parking for people that are just the general people that are?
Potentially.
Yeah, okay, because that's another thing the council will need to think about is, alerting the sheriff and suspending our, snow route ordinance, cause November 1st through April 15th, there's no on-street parking, so
We'd have to suspend that.
you would need to suspend that, and we would have to let the sheriff know that.
Only if there's snowstorm.
No,
If
it's
you cancel. If we have a snowstorm.
it's through specific dates, so.
I think over at the high school, for the most part, we've always kept them in the parking lots. We haven't had a big overflow issue there. I think it's been the groups that are using the middle school and probably getting some overflow on 3rd, 4th, and 141st Street, maybe even 5th Street.
Yeah, I don't put it past people to.
And that's guest parking, that's not buses and trailers, that's private cars.
Yeah, you got those trailers too, don't you?
Like I said, we kept those, we had spots for all those last year, and we'll have the same for this year. It'd be,
People come to the show.
just people go to the show.
Get the construction guys to move all their stuff out of the way.
And I know, last year we did have a sheriff's deputy at the competition all day, so they're in the know too, more from a security standpoint, but.
Well, safety, somebody has a heart attack or fall.
But I had to sick them on the people that were parking in the handicap spots that were supposed to be there.
Okay. Anything else? I think, you give us an idea of what you need.
Okay.
We can put it in writing and work closely with the sheriff's department. They always work closely with us.
Okay. So we'll put our preferred locations for signs, for example. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's, the dishes might be hard. Bring a drill.
Well, I was
Or the
thinking
drill.
potentially a sandwich board type thing and some sand eggs or something.
Do what realtors do, they just drill a hole and stick the sign in it with a electric drill. They don't mess with anything else.
Call before you drill. Drill, baby, drill.
You got some of
Drill,
the
baby,
fiber
drill.
lines aren't that deep or.
Not that deep, but it makes it a lot easier.
You bet, okay, well, I'll send that stuff over, did you have anything else? You said there's nobody at the co-op, I mean,
Yeah, they're kinda closed up.
yeah. Is there
You buy
somebody
gas.
control, let's say somebody wanted to park there, so I think we did mention that, potential bus overflow in case we absolutely had to have
You can
that.
get your Justin's phone number, who's in charge of the complex, and you can reach out to him. What's Justin's last name? You went out to get fuel, it's on
You
the
know,
whole stand in between the
I can
pumps,
tell you off
is
the top of my
the
head.
list of the names, and it's.
You can call them all the time.
Yeah,
I can look it up.
I got his number.
I have it on my cell phone, but I don't have his number.
Logan's got it, spit it out.
I don't have my city phone with me.
Oh, I thought you said you had it on top of your
That you did.
He did. Tip of my tongue.
Okay.
Alrighty, well, thanks so much, guys, for having us over.
It's a fun event.
Yeah.
I just appreciate you guys coming and asking the questions, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You have to stay and go if you want, or you can stay too. It'll be exciting.
It could be much hard.
It is exciting. Thank you.
Thank you all, appreciate it.
Yep, thank you. All right. Okay, let's move on. We're gonna receive and file Polk County Sheriff's Office report, Lieutenant Shane Grego. Any questions for Lieutenant? You have it in front of you?
I do not.
Okay.
It's right after the 2 minutes.
Receive and file the traffic report, Public Works. You have a copy of a week in the life of the traffic report from the 3 machines that we got installed. And I've kind of slated that for the council to talk about and come up with your questions next Monday night, because it is a lot of information, a lot of important information. It's been shared with a lot of individuals and agencies, vis-a-vis the sheriff and the Polk County. So we'll talk about that. So receive and file that.
Shane, have any questions because he won't be here.
Okay, Shane, did you have any questions? He's awful quiet guy. He doesn't have a lot of questions.
Well, that's why I wanted to stop you.
Okay, and now we'll move into the public hearing for the City of Alleman, Iowa, reduction in the city water consumption charge remitted to the City of Alleman
Yeah, PB2.
by 5% effective with the February 2025 billing cycle of Des Moines Waterworks. We've been working on that one last 3 months, and now we're gonna open up the public hearing for that. And with that, it's open to the public. If anybody would like to address the council. Not seeing really anybody unless you would like to talk about. I take a motion to close the public hearing? Or does anybody want to talk? Council? I'm
So
not
we
moving
talk-
along.
I will talk about it really quick.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
So we talked about the 5%. Do you? 5%. We talked about the 5%. I brought it up with the Alleman water charge that we've all talked about. The Alleman portion of it used to be was for salaries, right? And so I thought it was appropriate that we deduct 5 or 10%. We had talked about it, and now would be a perfect time to do the 5% because Des Moines Waterworks is also lowering their rates for the City of Alleman. So it really wouldn't affect us that much. The 5% comes down to $3,300 a year. And then we get franchise fees from Mid-American and Consumer Energy. And just for 3 months, it's over $12,000. Our local sales tax option over a 3-month period is $26,000. So we're talking about pennies compared to, and then we're also helping out our citizens. That's all I got.
Is there someone actually standing in opposition to this?
I was just, I gotta
She wouldn't be on it.
leave my thing. This guy over here is gonna have a heart attack, so I just wanna make sure he wasn't, you know.
He enjoys being
Okay, do I have a motion first of all to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close it.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now, we will, call the question.
Resolution right here.
The resolution is right here, and the resolution setting the rate for the city of Alleman, Iowa, reduction in the city water consumption charge by 5%. Do I have a motion?
Motion?
And do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, very good. We'll, change the date and move on. Now I've got a resolution here on, approving the mayor's committee, appointments. And, for the 2025 calendar year, you have those in front of you. The mayor pro tem will be Warren Steinkamp, and the rest of the committees, you can see which ones you are on. You are responsible for those committees. You know, those, and I want to let everybody know that, you know, these committees are really important, and attendance to these committees are committee meetings when we call a committee meeting, or when you call a committee meeting, that, you know, we want to make sure that, number one, they have a quorum. Number two, you have a place for them to have a meeting, and, you know, work with Sherry, to make sure that, we, you know, get good attendance and good information from the people that we appoint to the committees. And, you know, if something, gets in the way of that, you know, then maybe we need to work on remedying it. So other than that, any questions, comments?
Do we actually need a resolution to do this, cause it's, the mayor pro tem is really the only one that's an appointment by the mayors. It doesn't matter to me, I'm just asking.
The ones at the bottom were supposed to be approved by resolution as much as I could find out from the clerk world.
Okay.
The only one you couldn't really argue about was whoever you appointed.
Which is
Yes,
the pro tem.
yes, that's why I suggested, so you guys can change those at the bottom if you would like, because you are the ones that called out, not him.
Well, I would have a comment on that in that, up until this point, if this changes, I was have been the liaison to, Board of Adjustment.
Yes.
Now, that board met so infrequently, that I barely had time to get to know any of them, and now you'd be changing that on. They, up until this point, from what I could tell, in what little time that I spent on the Board of Adjustments and act as liaison to said board, there was very little direction. They really didn't have a good, strong base of knowledge of what they were supposed to be doing. And I kind of felt like it was headed in a good direction, and I'm fine changing that, and that's okay. I guess I just wanted to make that comment. If that, you know, swayed anybody's opinion or changed minds or whatever. I really have no opinion either way, but that particular board meets so infrequently that changes seem, I don't know, unnecessary. And no, I don't care where I go, really.
What Bob has suggested to me was that changing them around so that everybody learned the different tasks.
Oh, I can appreciate that 100%.
That was the reason why we spun it around.
I appreciate that 100%, but I guess more along the line of making the statement of whoever ends up with the Board of Adjustment, just know that you're not gonna meet very often, and there's been very little structure, and the last that they've been given as far as direction from me was they need to elect a chairman, co-chair, secretary, and none, as far as I know, none of that's been done.
So in essence, it's kind of like the, Board of Adjustments. The Board of Adjustments, it's very clear that, yes, that's exactly what they have to do.
Mhm.
You know, so us, yes, we have to direct them, we have to guide them, but it's their committee, not ours. We're the liaison.
Yes.
We're the, making sure they follow what the rules are and not necessarily making these decisions.
And bottom line, you know, we are the board, we make the final decision.
Well,
No, not on that, we don't.
No.
Well, some, you know, the.
We can accept their
accept it,
decision
Or
or.
right away,
Or
pass
we
on,
can
you
say
can
no.
override.
No.
We can't override.
No, you cannot.
You must have changed something, cause we
No.
used to do it all the time in Polk County.
You can ask them to reconsider, I have read this, you can ask them to reconsider if they made a decision based off of the incorrect information. Or if it has a negative legality towards the city that they didn't know of at the time or something like that, but you can't, I disagree with what they're saying.
Point though, they do have to follow certain guidelines and they can't just pick and choose whom they want to. You know, if it starts to look like, you know, they're doing favors for these people and not these people, you know, that, then
Which,
absolutely
to
could
the gentleman that talked
override.
earlier, that's why he was looking for that, to see what those rules and regulations are, so we just need to dig that out and find out.
Yeah, actually, they're
The
pretty
city
cut
council
and
does not
dry.
have final say.
No, not an adjustment, a variance, no.
But if the board acts outside of the direction, that the city is taking, at the direction of the council, then those decisions can come into question. I think at that point, then their lawsuits get involved. I mean, suing your own board is, you know, practically unheard of, but it can happen.
They got a code book and everything, right?
Okay, any other questions, comments? Seeing none, we need a motion second. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
What was that?
Well, there you go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Get it in here.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Everybody vote their names. Okay,
Do I get to go to the way card?
next,
What's the number of Christmas party?
next,
Thanks, Tom.
Make sure you grab a magnet.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Okay, resolution 24-030 is a resolution approving contract and performance and or payment of bonds for the storm drainage improvement project. This is in a long session of our project that's going ahead in the spring. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And do I have discussion?
Is this, I had questions about this, and I believe Logan had some of the same questions about this, and I believe one of the citizens had come up and expressed their concerns about this. I was not present at the last meeting. Were those questions addressed satisfactorily?
That was with Mr. Hathaway?
Yes.
Yes.
And I believe we did.
Yeah.
And he was happy with them.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Do a, roll call?
Yeah. Sure.
Do you have a motion?
Do I have a motion?
Make
to
a motion.
accept?
Yeah.
Lauren and Amanda.
And you want to roll? You have to have a roll.
No, not on this one.
Not on these, just
No.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next, item on the agenda is, resolution adopting number 2024-031, a resolution adopting and approving tax compliance procedures relating to tax exempt bonds. Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A discussion, please. Any discussions?
Give me the 90-foot, what does that mean?
It's another TIF document written by the attorneys. It just basically spells out, you stay on track and get the bills paid.
It's on that 5-year, 60-day cycle.
Yeah. Yes.
So it just indicates that the funds are gonna be used for city purposes to keep it tax.
For the correct procedure, correct projects.
Okay.
All in favor? Opposed? Carries. Next item on the agenda is a receive and file the city development board's NC 24-25 annexation. I think you all have quite the maps. It will show you the area involved. Let's say that, first we're, huh? Alright. Let's still have some concerns, but I guess not right
We
now.
do have our concerns.
We want to keep kind of short south as possible, and this is just filling in a hole. So, we receive and file that. We're gonna receive and file outstanding obligations and disclosure statement report for 2024. We're going to, unless there's any objections, receive and file State of Iowa financial report June 30th, 2024. We'll receive and file the annual urban renewal report fiscal year 23-24. And we're going to receive and file the city street finance report. And with all those, there's not any questions, concerns. We'll move on to the mid-Iowa vending Iowa discussion. Anybody have any thoughts?
Who's that?
It's not, it's just an open discussion about the pop machine outside.
Basic gist, I was given the information from the co-op. They said told me when they were leaving, they said they didn't think the pop machines were staying, so they gave me the information. I passed that off to Sherry, and we had a meeting with the guy, and Sherry got some, stuff worked out with him, if you wanna tell him what we'll get and all that.
They'll reimburse us 10 cents a can, with a nickel going to the city and a nickel going to betterment.
What's the price working?
$2.45
$2.45?
for a twist top bottle.
Full 20 ounces?
Yeah.
They got a little mail in there.
Yeah.
Who's vending is it?
Mid-Iowa. Bob?
Okay, did we put that out for bid for other vending companies to give us a proposal?
What was my idea?
I'm not totally opposed to the idea. I don't know how many people use the pop machine up at the, up at the co-op. Maybe that's a thing they, the community really enjoys. I don't know.
It's an exciting day in our house because we have a new convenience store.
Right. I saw a meat vending machine once. Can I put one of those out here?
Yes. What kind of meat's it gonna be?
Bacon, sausage. I actually saw it. So, I guess that facetiously asking the question, so can just anybody put a vending machine out here?
Does it cost us anything? Doesn't cost us anything other than.
No, we just spent $600 to have electricity run to it.
It gave us an outside outlet that we'll use for all kinds of outside events.
So that's what the Klein Electric bill was for?
Tree lighting,
Tree lighting, the picnic.
I would say at the minimum, we should be getting 50 cents a can.
Yeah.
At a very
10 cents on that purchase seems a little low.
Very much so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are there other vending places around here?
There's,
See it?
there's lots of vendors, lots of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them for sale too.
it's awesome.
Well, my only concern was, I told both of them, I said, I felt like, you know, you get accused, or I get accused of bringing something in, snowballing, and not letting you guys make the decision. And,
That's
you
something,
guys,
that's something that's well within their decision.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Thank you,
council
I've been trying to
purview.
figure out why I need to tell you, but I don't know why I need to ask. But I
well,
get it.
it's sitting out in front of our building. I mean, it's snowball, all that kind of stuff, and I
They're
just-
gonna,
I do this all-
the people are gonna automatically assume that the city is charging them, you know, almost $2.50 for a bottle of pop. And
Is it a cashless situation?
I like it, it's not, you know, I have no qualms with it. But you are gonna get accused of, I don't even know what, because people are
Like
just people.
Pepsi and not Coke.
Or
I
you
think
name
most
it.
do Coke.
You
I have to
name
get paid sodas.
What about is it cashless, is it credit card only?
No, you can do credit card and cash.
Well, I don't necessarily, you know, they tend to like to break into those kind of things.
We're
so
not
there's
responsible
cash.
for any of
Yeah,
that.
we're-
We have
Yeah.
no responsibility, that was the key thing, we have no financial responsibility for this thing at all.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, it's a cashless society. You can't even go to a football game without, paying for it with a credit card.
You can get sodas out of there with your debit card.
Well, I just want you to, what do you think? Okay.
We've
I
already
think it's
talked- we've
awesome.
already talked
We'll
too
talk
much
about it
It's
later.
okay.
All right,
Yeah.
I just, when it comes to, next Monday night,
Oh, it's happening.
I had a half-hour conversation with Polk County, as I said, on the stop sign. I'm waiting to see action.
What stop sign?
The stop sign out here on 142nd and 6th. And I'm waiting to see if the county manager is gonna step in on the situation. Again, traffic study, and I'd like to get a little more clarification, and we'll talk about this Monday night, clarification on, you know, council compensation, mayor compensation, and attendance, as it relates to attendance. And also like to talk, about, there's a big sign out back, out in the garage out here called the Alleman sign. I'd like to talk about, you know, what we can, the things that we could do to get that thing up and get it out of the shop back there. So, other than that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?